Hello, welcome back. It is another beautiful Thursday here in Southern California. I can't even say sunny, it's pretty rainy so far today. Hopefully it goes away, but you know who I am. I am Michael Matthew, and I am here to give you all of the breaking news in sports that you need because this is the one and only show. These are the breaks. I hope you guys ready.
And these are the breaks.
These are the breaks. You know what it is. Yo, guys, you know what it is. I am here to talk to you and tell you about all the things that you need to know about when it comes to the sports world. Happy March 30th. Can you believe it? We're almost through March already. Like, time flies so fast. So I hope you guys are having a good time and enjoying life because there's a lot of great things to talk about in the land and the world of sports, including the Final Four, each side, men, women. It's going to be some great hoop. This is Hooper's heaven. You get to see a lot of great basketball, which we've been seeing through the month of March. And you know I have to talk about it, but I need you guys to wait. So make sure you guys stay with me. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more at the end of the show. But you know I got to make my predictions and tell you who I think is going to make it to the championship and win. But we're going to start off in the land of football. That is the NFL. The NFL breakdown is here for you. Lamar Jackson, the drama continues when it comes to Lamar Jackson. He asked to be traded earlier this month. He came out, he put out a tweet and said, hey, this is what's going on. Nothing has happened. Everybody's confused. We don't know what's going on. Is it collusion? Do people really look at Lamar Jackson not as one of the top tier guys? And, I can't agree with him on that, but I do agree. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He may not be Josh Allen. He may not be Joe Burrow, but he is one of the top 5 to 7 quarterbacks in the NFL. And I just don't understand why this guy hasn't gotten a contract. You had Deshaun Watson kind of set precedent. Like, quarterbacks are going to now receive fully guaranteed contracts. Kirk Cousins did it. Deshaun Watson did it after dealing with all of the mess he was dealing with. I know Patrick Mahomes didn't get that fully guaranteed contract because he's like, I want to win Super Bowls too. I'm going to find a way that I can get my money and my team can have the flexibility with the cap to make sure that we're a winning team. So his situation is different, but this is Lamar Jackson, everybody. And I know we are beating this into you guys' heads about this guy, but he's a hell of a talent. Yes, he might have slight issues when it comes to injuries, but he plays around 12 to 14 games a year. We all know he sat last year because he's like, hey, if I'm going to be a free agent, I want to make sure I'm 100% healthy. So he took that time off, and his team lost in the first round to the Bengals. But he's Lamar Jackson, a former MVP, a guy that if you built the right team around him, I believe you can win a Super Bowl with him. He's not Patrick Mahomes. You can't just put out anything for him and say, hey, go win us a Super Bowl. And that's what the Ravens been trying to do, and it's not working. They need to figure something out, and maybe trading him is the thing. But we don't know. Nothing has happened. We're still on Lamar Jackson watch. I don't know when it's going to happen, but the draft is about a month away. I know teams are being prepared for that. I know the Ravens are looking forward to that. Teams probably don't really want to trade 2 first-round picks right now because, they have their draft charts ready to go and for the players they're looking out for. So we should know something soon. I don't think he leaves the Ravens because it's tough to get rid of a top 7 quarterback in his prime, 26 years old. But we're going to see what's going to happen. But there's some more talk going around, the NFL with things that's going on that even my guy, Patrick Mahomes, wasn't a fan of. You're going to have a chance for there to be 2 Thursday night football games. There's a possibility that you can see your favorite team play on Thursday night twice. But do we like this? I don't want to see the Chiefs playing on Thursday multiple times. Give them one game. Damn it, I wish they didn't have to play on Thursday, but it's something that Roger Goodell likes and the league likes, but I don't know what's going to happen. The NFL owners opted not to vote on a rule that would allow games to be flexed into Thursday night kickoff, but like I said, they agreed on Tuesday that teams can have 2 short week games, which is crazy to me. I don't know. What do you guys feel about it? Let me know down below in the comments. Do we like the Thursday night football games? I know lately there have been terrible football games played on Thursday night. I wish we can go back to Sunday football, Sunday night football, Monday night football. Hell, instead of Thursday, why not have some Saturday night games that you throw in? I know you have to compete with college football, but it's the NFL. They win at everything here in the United States of America because they're the NFL. So you let me know, do we like Thursday night football games? Tell me. Other than Thanksgiving, I love them, but I don't know if I'm a fan of them. But we got some moves made when it comes to the NFL. Marvin Jones, the receiver, he is back with the Detroit Lions. Should I say this right now? This is breaking news. I'm going to say it and predict it right now. The Detroit Lions will win the NFC South, NFC North. It is going to be the Detroit Lions. They will win the NFC North because they are putting together a hell of a team with Jared Goff. That's a team I'm like, hey, if you go get a Lamar Jackson, you may have a shot in the NFC because other than Jalen Hurts, who just had an MVP type season this year, who's really that guy? Aaron Rodgers is no longer, or he's looking like he's no longer going to be in the NFC. Who's going to be that guy? And now with this pickup of Marvin Jones, the weapons that they have there with Detroit, the defense, Dan Campbell, damn it, I want to play for Dan Campbell. That's how he coaches. That's how he impacts his team. And they have added another piece. So look out for the Lions, the team that's my early favorite to win the NFC North. Calais Campbell, a guy who clearly doesn't think about winning, especially at this stage of his career. I thought he would go to a team that has a chance to be a contender, but he has signed with the Atlanta Falcons to play there. Great place to live, great place to hang out, but I don't think it's a great place to try to win football games and maybe a Super Bowl. But he signed there, and he's going to be playing there. That's just a few moves, but like I said, everybody is getting ready for the NFL draft that's going to be in the home of the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. I should be stepping down there and having a good time. Last year's draft, being there in Vegas, was amazing, talking to these newcomers, a lot of the teams there. So I will be there. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Mike Hill, the PG, Twitter, where I'm going to be updating you. But we're going to talk about more of the draft as the month go on. But I have to talk to you about breaking it or leaving it because I want to know, once again, viewers, what do you think if you're a baseball fan? Because baseball is here. Baseball has begun. I am excited. It's going to be some big-time baseball here in Los Angeles, which I'm going to talk about later in the show. But what do you guys thought on the pitch clock, which has shaved 26 minutes off of spring training games? Games lasted 2 hours and 35 minutes in the spring compared to last year when it was 3 hours and 1 minute, and the actual season average was 3 hours and 3 minutes. Pitchers are given 15 seconds between pitches when the bases are empty and 20 seconds when there are runners on bases. What do we feel about it? Do we like it? Do we hate it? I know that baseball is very traditional. They're like, we want to keep it like this, but I like it. I love it. I think that they need to speed the game up because if you ever been to a baseball game, sometimes those games can drag out. And if I know that I can go here and be there 2 hours and 30 minutes, check out the best players in baseball, me being in LA, checking out the Dodgers, going to Anaheim, checking out Shohei and Mike Trout, I want to be able to get in there, enjoy it, and get out of there. I've been in baseball games where it was nearly 4 hours. Great games, but you're just there so long that you're like, damn it, I am ready to leave. So I want to know what you guys think. Should we break it? Should we leave it? I like that baseball is trying new things. I like that baseball is trying to, please their fans and things like that, because it is about that time. So I am so excited that they're even trying something like this. If it's terrible, it will be scrapped at the end of the season. If it's great, it will continue to be there. So what do you guys think? Do we like the pitch clock? I know some players kind of hate it, but I enjoy watching some of these spring training games. It was really, really fun. I'm excited. Baseball is here. I love baseball just like I love basketball, football. I love baseball, and I'm excited to see what the Dodgers and Angels are going to do. But like I said, I'm going to talk to you more about it later. But you guys get a break. From the breaks, go and get you some tea, coffee, whatever you need to get prepared for the rest of the show, because Mike Hill will be back with you, baby.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Yeah. The Lakers just became tough because it's not like homegrown.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good. 3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Welcome back. Did you miss me? I know you did. Welcome back to the breaks, baby. I got more for you. But, I'm off the gridiron. I'm going to step away from the diamond for a little bit because I have to take you to the hardwood, and we know what it is. It is the end of March. We have another day after this today, March 30th. But Final Four, baby. I'm so excited that we get to see some really good matchups on both sides. So, guys, fellas, I know we love our hoops. We like watching the guys play, but we need to put some respect on these ladies out there that's balling and hooping, playing some great basketball. The Final Four, you have Iowa, South Carolina. You have LSU versus Virginia Tech, which is going to be tomorrow night. Some really good basketball. And damn it, you even got my the breaks game of the week is on the women's side when it comes to the Final Four. That LSU versus South Carolina matchup is going to be amazing. I'm going to be tapped in. If you didn't know, the numbers that Iowa and Maryland did when they played in the Elite Eight surpassed any of the NBA action on the ESPN. So shout out to those ladies because you got a superstar there in Iowa. Caitlin Clark, she is the Steph Curry of women's basketball. If you haven't checked her out, please go and watch her because she is an amazing player. She's pulling up from the logo. She's talking smack. She is one of those women that even the great Magic Johnson said she has the second best college career. Is the second greatest college basketball player ever after Diana Taurasi, which, there's some players that he's skipping over. But she is amazing. She is a fun watch. I hope you guys go and check her out, ladies and guys. They're going up against the defending champions who are trying to go undefeated 2 straight seasons. The best player in college versus the best team. South Carolina is led by Aaliyah Boston, who's a hell of a player. One of my favorite players to watch when it comes to the women's side, Zaya Cook, who, is the leading scorer over there. I'm very excited for this game. I'm going to be tapped in, and you should be tapped in too. Don't tell me you're a hoops fan if you're not checking out no women's basketball, especially a game of this level. It's going to be a lot of eyes on it. Make sure your eyes on it. And that's the breaks game of the week. But, of course, I have to talk about the fella side, which is very different. Last year we had a lot of the blue chip programs that were there. North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, Villanova was last year's Final Four. But this year, Florida Atlantic, San Diego State. Then you have the U, and this is not football. Yes, the U playing basketball. They're going to be going up against, I guess, one of those premier programs we can say in UConn, who has a title not too long ago. But that's going to be very interesting. It's not truly any real big-time names. The programs aren't the biggest, but it is going to be really good basketball. But I don't know how you guys feel. I like seeing the big names. I loved last year's Final Four when you had Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, Villanova there with my Jayhawks bringing home the championship. But I don't know how people feel. I think that we see with football, with basketball, with the NBA and NFL that the big names bring the eyes. The big names bring the bucks. And if this is going to be the pattern that college basketball is going to follow, I don't know that it's good for men's college basketball to have it like this. But it all comes from having the transfer portal, which is free agency in sports, where these teams like North Carolina can get a recruit that leaves them right away and go to another program because they weren't getting the burn and then elevate that program. So I don't know what you guys feel about this year's Final Four on the men's side. Do we like it? Do we hate it? Do we love it? Seeing teams like this? But we have one team representing Southern California, San Diego State. So I'm hoping San Diego State bring it home. But I don't know, but I'm going to tell you my winner at the end of the show. But it's going to be on both ends, men's and women, but it's going to be some great, great basketball. Make sure that you tune in and support, because if you love hoop, college hoop is one of its purest forms, physical defense. You're going to have your playmakers here and there. It looks like basketball that, most of us grew up playing. But I got to talk about the NBA. So before I make those picks later on, make sure y'all tap in. Stay with me because you're going to love those picks. I might make some people some money this weekend when it comes to the Final Four. But I got to talk about the NBA because it's time to break away with the Breakaway Report. Sad news if you're a Ben Simmons fan. He's going to be out for the year. The Nets coach Jack Vaughn said it. And I'm sorry to say, this might be it. I don't think that Ben Simmons will ever be that guy that he once was, that a lot of people wanted him to become, expected him to be. At one point, he was like 16, 8, and 8. This year, he averaged like 7 points, 7, 8 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. I just think because of that back injury, the things that he dealt with mentally, that we will never see the peak of Ben Simmons. And it's sad to say because I really believed in him and Embiid when they were with Philly. And then once he got traded to Brooklyn, I'm like, whoa, if he could come back and be that guy, that 16, 8, and 8 guy with Kyrie, with KD, that the Nets will be a problem. But I think that he's shot. I think that he is done. So if you're a fan, watch his highlights. Make your highlight tapes now because you won't see too many more highlights from Ben Simmons. He is going to be a role player from the rest of his career. It sucks because he looked like a Hall of Fame guy. One of those guys is leading the light-skinned army with him, Steph Curry, and Drake. But it just looks like the injuries are getting the best of him. And that back injury is so serious. I think that that's going to be it from Ben Simmons. If he comes back, which I think he will never be as great as he once was. But we go from sad news to great news. Shout out to Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, Greg Popovich, Laker great Paul Gasol, who just had his jersey retired with the Lakers, and Tony Parker, who also joined by WNBA legend Becky Hammon, who just won a championship coaching the Las Vegas Aces in her first year. They're all going to the Hall of Fame. They were voted into the Hall of Fame. What a class that is. D. Wade, Dirk, Paul Gasol, TP, Becky Hammon, a hell of a class. I can't wait to check that out. But all these guys are deserving of it. D-Wade, when he played, was one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA, and that was during Kobe era. Dirk Nowitzki, the guy who kind of helped make the mold of the stretch four, where that's all you see pretty much in the league now. We know that Greg Popovich, one of the greatest coaches of all time, he created a lot of great things, and damn it, I hate to say, he created load management, which I hate, but we know that he's one of the greatest of all time. Pau Gasol, well-deserved. What a year he's having to have his jersey retired by the Lakers. Now he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. TP, KD. He was a guy that, when I had my playing days back in the day, that I tried to mimic his speed, the floater shot. And then Becky Hammon is just a legend as a player. She was coaching there with the Spurs and what she did with the Aces. I love this class. Who is your favorite player when it comes to this draft class? This Hall of Fame class, it is amazing. But shout out KD. He's going to be returning soon, showing love to that future Hall of Famer. But I am excited. Playoff basketball is coming. The NFL draft is coming. And baseball is here. What a time to be a sports fan. But, I got to talk to you a little more. So don't leave. Make sure you come back because there's more of The Breaks with Michael Matthew, baby.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good. 3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Welcome back. Thank you guys for staying with me. I know that you guys have to love me. You have to enjoy me because I am the one and only Michael Matthew, aka Michael the PG. Make sure that you guys go and give me a follow. Instagram, Twitter, Michael the PG, where you could see me covering all of these sports throughout Los Angeles. Like I said, the NFL draft is coming up. I'm excited for it. The MLB season is here. I'm excited for it, baby. But I got to talk to you about the NBA a little more because I got to give you my top 5 rankings. I know I haven't done it in a couple of weeks, but as we get closer to the end of the season, we're not there yet, but we're very, very close. I want to tell you my top 5 teams, and it's crazy how the league has changed. I remember in the 90s, it was all about the Eastern Conference. The Bulls was doing their thing. You had the Knicks, the Pacers. The Orlando Magic was a young team that was coming up, but it was pretty much dominated by the Eastern Conference because of the Bulls. Then when you rolled over to the 2000s, 2010s, it was the Western Conference. You had the Laker dynasty when Kobe was able to put together 5 rings, of course, with 3 with Shaq. Tim Duncan was able to put together 5 rings. You had Steph and his guys were able to win a bunch of rings together. But the league has really changed. And I think that, the best part of the league is on the East Coast. So that's why these are my top teams when it comes to my power rankings for this week. Number 1, the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is looking like his MVP self. Middleton is putting it together. Jrue Holiday is balling. Brook Lopez, What a hell of a job. What a hell of a career. He's went from playing one style of basketball to adjusting to a whole new NBA. He's playing probably his greatest defensive year ever. That will be team number 1. They should be the favorites going into the playoffs to win a championship. They probably would have won last year if it wasn't for a Middleton injury, and now they're back ready to go and reclaim their title. Number 2 will be the team that defeated them last year, the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum and those guys, we're not talking about them as much anymore because Milwaukee is playing so well. We're so caught up in who's winning the MVP, but they're continuing to play good basketball. when we do talk about him, we talk about Jaylen Brown, because will he possibly leave the Celtics? We don't know, but right now we do know that they are playing some really good basketball, and they will be a very tough out because it looks like they will be, the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Number 3. I'm keeping it in the East. It's the Philadelphia 76ers. They're a team that I believe if they can get hot, that they can make a run to the finals. They're just going to need Embiid to be at his all-time best. They're going to need James Harden to look as close to the Rockets' James Harden as he can. Tyrese Maxey has to step up, Tobias Harris. But they have a real opportunity with a championship coach and some great, great players to try to go and get them a championship. That's number 3. Number 4. The number 1 seed in the Western Conference, the Denver Nuggets. A lot of people don't believe in them too much because you see a team like the Clippers, if they can get PG back, that can make a run. The Warriors are starting to play better basketball. We know what they can do. The Lakers, if healthy, we know what a healthy LeBron and AD can do. Think back to the bubble, but it's the Nuggets right now who continue to play good basketball, led by, possibly the MVP favorite once again when it comes to Jokic. The Nuggets are my number 14. They're playing great basketball. And then the Memphis Grizzlies, who is a scary, scary team. Me, as a Laker fan, I'm really hoping that we don't have to see them and we can stay away from them in the first round. That's why everybody is gunning for that Sacramento Kings matchup. And I know everybody is like, but the Kings are playing good basketball. We don't care. The playoffs is a different monster. Everybody wants that matchup. That's why the Warriors are like, let's try to get the 6th spot. The Lakers want to make a push to get 6 because you don't want to have to deal with Memphis in the first round. And Ja Morant, who's very inspired about, after dealing with everything. So those are my 5 top teams. Y'all let me know. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? But my power rankings for this week: Bucks, Celtics, Philly, Nuggets, Memphis. You guys let me know what you guys think. But before we get out of here, you have to break out with Michael, and that is me, Michael Matthew himself, here with the breaks. And first, I have to talk about the guy who just got finished winning the WBC, the baseball classic, World Baseball Classic, Ohtani. The guy is coming in already making history. He will make an MLB record, $65 million this year, including endorsements. Damn it, I just want $1,000 from him. Man, give me $5. But the man is going to be making $65 million this season, and it's going to be a lot of expectations over there. You have Ohtani, you have Mike Trout, you have Rendon. They tried to, add to the bullpen. Are the Angels going to finally make the playoffs? If you don't make the playoffs, you have a chance of losing Ohtani. You have a chance of Mike Trout saying, damn it, get me the hell out of the Orange County because it's not winning happening over here. So everybody's going to have their eyes on Ohtani because he's a favorite to possibly be an MVP. He's one of the favorites to possibly be the Cy Young winner. But me as an Angel fan, Angel fans in baseball want to see, can they actually win? What a great thing would it be to see Ohtani pitching and hitting in postseason baseball. Mike Trout making a big hit or a home run saving catch in playoff baseball. We need to see it. So Angels, get your act together. It is that time. The MLB season is here. Let's see you win. Just like the Dodgers. The Dodgers dealt with some losses. You lose Trey Turner, the injury to Gavin Lux. So we're going to see if with some of the young guys, the 2 Miguels, if they can do their things in the infield. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, is going to be a lot of pressure on them, on that bullpen as well. Julio, Urias there. It's going to be a lot of eyes when it comes to Southern California baseball because you have the Dodgers, you have the Angels, you have the San Diego Padres, who is another team people expect to compete for a championship. So it's going to be some fun times, baseball fans, if you're here in the Southern California, because we can go anywhere to watch some really good baseball teams and players. I'm excited for WrestleMania. It is going to be here this weekend in LA for everybody that's going to be there. Go out, enjoy, have a lot of fun. You're going to see some superstars and how different it is. Not just one day. It's a 2-day thing. April 1st, April 2nd. I'm so excited that WrestleMania has touched the city. It's going to be there at SoFi Stadium. It's going to be amazing. Do we have any upsets, any big-time moments? What do you guys think for my WWE fans? WrestleMania is here, and before I leave, I just have to say this. It is time for something to come to an end, and that is Dame time in Portland. I believe that Dame should be done in Portland. It doesn't make sense for them to bring him back next year. It doesn't make sense for him to want to be there because they're not going to win. He wants to win. It is that time for him to win. For Portland, it's time for you guys to rebuild. Get that guy out of there. Give him a chance to win. Send him to wherever he like, where you guys can get back a nice package for him so you can build for your future. But for Dame and that trying to be loyal, no need to do it. Your career is already cemented. You're a top 75 guy. But if you can add a title, it can do numbers for your career. Look at a guy like Russ trying to get a ring. Look at a guy like James Harden trying to get a ring. It is your time to get a true opportunity to win a championship because you're that special of a player. Don't rot there in Portland. But guys, I thank you so much for tuning in today. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a great weekend. If you're going to WrestleMania, have fun. It's a sports weekend. We got everything we need, baby. So make sure you guys come back next week because I will be here to give you more of all the breaking news that you need because you know what this is. These are the Braves.